Hello, I'm Diana Keogh, Editor-in-Chief of Sharework.com. Today we're discussing amicable divorce with Dr. Georgette Constantinou, who is a pediatric psychologist with Akron Children's Hospital. Dr. Constantinou has agreed to take questions that have come in over the internet from our members about amicable divorce. Dr. Constantinou, the first question has come in from Twitter, and that is, what are some of the things a couple can do to maintain some semblance of stability when telling their children they're getting divorced?
That's a really good question, because preparing for that conversation is probably the most important thing that you and your spouse or former spouse can do. So one of the things that you're going to do is to tell the children together. This may take some time in a therapist's office. This may take some mediation to get to a common story. But what you want to include in that conversation are a couple of things. One is no gory details about why you're divorcing. The simplest possible explanation. Daddy and I fell out of love with each other, and we have differences, and we're going to move on. You want to exclude affairs, embezzlement, any kind of thing that is too much information for kids. You also want to say to them, just because we stopped loving each other doesn't mean we stopped loving you. And then that has to be the party line. So whatever those kids are told with both parents together, both parents have to agree to say that repeatedly and not wait to get out of the room and say, let me tell you the real reason why we're getting a divorce. So to me, that is a planful thing that when families are very angry and very hurt, may not be able to pull that off without some professional help and guidance.
What can a couple do to help children avoid taking the blame upon themselves and kind of developing that it's my fault syndrome?
You really can't. Children developmentally, especially preschool children and young school-age children, always look for how their behavior may have caused this. I took care of a boy who said, I know what it was. It was the split pea soup that I asked for a second helping of. You continue to reassure children until they grow and mature into understanding that that parental divorce had absolutely nothing to do with them.
Dr. Constantinou, I have a couple friends going through a divorce and they have children. What's the best advice you can give them?
The most important thing I can share with you is to keep out of the courts. To keep the children out of the courts, to keep yourselves out of the courts. So the statistics tell us that children who are involved in custody battles do much worse psychologically than children who are not. If you have to go someplace, go to a therapist. Stay out of the attorney's office once the divorce is over.
This woman asks what she can do to help the children not to get caught in the middle between she and her husband.
Probably one of the most important things to do is to help children understand that grown-ups have complicated feelings after divorce. And so if daddy is making angry comments about mom, he's just kind of trying to get used to the big changes in his life. So not to be saying anything negative about the other spouse, to really minimize your own reaction and to say things like, this is tough for everybody.
Dr. Constantinou, thank you so much for joining us today on Sharework.com. If you'd like more information on this topic, please go to our website at www.sharework.com.